Hey Aries, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're going to be taking a look at your June through July Litha slash Yule, depending on where you are in the world, reading here. So, just to get into your meditation to begin with, it was very short. I saw the image of a cow. I felt like the cow is representing you as the Aries collective. And I saw the cow, when you think of a cow, you think of it being in a bright green pasture, just luxuriously eating grass and in the sunshine. At least that's what I think of. But this cow felt like it was in not to be overly dramatic about it, but like a bit of a hellscape, like Mordor, like it had wandered into Mordor or something, and everything was burning and ashen, and it just was like, this is not somewhere you would expect to see a cow. And then I saw the words, find your pasture, find your pasture. And the cow did not seem able to do this. And then I saw this canary come fly and sit on the cow's head and whisper to the cow, and the cow was able to direct itself. There wasn't a clear path to the pasture, by the way. It wasn't like there was a clear way. The cow just did not know which way to go. And the canary was able to say, okay, take a left here. No, now go back 2 steps. Now go to the right. Wait for this. So the canary was able to direct this cow to their pasture. Um, Also, cow energy represents the Empress, right? In the Tarot, which is about creative manifestation. It's about birthing your dream life into reality. What are you bringing into the world? What are you working on? What does your dream life look like? So it's interesting. I'm also getting a really strong hit of the color pink. Which that, along with the color green, a cow in a green field, does align with the heart chakra. So interesting. So within this, your animal for this season is bat, which makes a lot of sense because it was very like red and ashen and black. It was like not your pasture, but the fact that this is air energy, you guys are fire, it is a complementary element. And the bat represents, like I said, death in the tarot, Scorpio energy, which is about change and transformation. I feel like this time for you is going to be a lot about change, transformation, but also like a transition point. Bats flying up in the night sky and their, how they use their echolocation, and they're very, I feel like they're very misunderstood creatures and feared and associated with, a sort of darkness. But considering this full moon energy, the aligns with them. I really do feel like they are also a strong symbol of what it is to manifest, to bring into the lightness, to bring into full manifestation, just like a full moon with the pregnant empress with the cow, right? It's about how to take an idea or a desire and manifest it into your reality. So I like that that's coming up for you during this time. Now, your oracle. I'm using the new Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle, which I'll be recommending on the newsletter next week. It is so fabulous. You got wand making, which I like because you're, as fire signs, right? You are the suit of the wands. So, wand making, with a flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realized. The flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realized. Now, what's really what I'm noticing as I'm looking at this kind of felt like the landscape where the cow was, and it felt like this is the landscape that the canary led the cow to. A canary is very much about communication, the sweetness, the way in which you say things. There's that adage of like you catch more flies with sugar than you do with vinegar, or honey than you do with vinegar. It's about the way that you say things more often than what you're actually saying. So there could be something around communication in that for you, either how you communicate to yourself and or others as well. So I like this. So the flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realized. With the moon here, it really does feel like we're talking about finding your pasture. Really equals you bringing a dream life of yours or a vision of yours into full fruition. I do feel like it will involve a transition or a change on your part in order to allow that room to happen. So you're coming through as the Knight of Cups here, which it just makes all the sense in the world, because the Knight of Cups is about what you do, what you love to do. What do you love to do to the point where you would do it even if you weren't paid for it, right? This is also about how you are in relationships, right? Do you lead with your heart? What's your sentimentality like? How do you move in the space of, who and what matters to you? So the fact that you're coming through as Knight of Cups means that you really are moving through your own proverbial dark forest, really led by your heart and what you truly desire, like from a soul perspective, which does feel incredibly positive, but it does feel like there's also, see these like thorns on the horse's hooves here. It does feel like there might be something around this intention or this desire in you that does require you to make some changes that might seem a bit, you might feel a bit like, I'm not sure how to go about making these changes, or it might elicit some discomfort in others, or you might not see a clear path forward around it. But you don't need to have a clear path forward in order to just keep putting one foot in front of the other and, follow the yellow brick road, even though you may not know exactly what comes around the next turn, right? So in your place of challenge, you have the Four of Cups. Really interesting here, right? More water. So the Four of Cups traditionally is a certain dissatisfaction, right? Look at that little face. A certain dissatisfaction with the way things are going, or a certain dissatisfaction about the timing of things. This is a tough one. I think of the Four of Cups, because it's, even though it's a minor arcana, which means that you can change it, you can work with it, you can mold it to your desire, right? There is a sense of, with this, because four is the number of foundation, it's feeling a bit stuck. It's feeling a bit like, oh, I wish things were different, but I don't know how to, it doesn't feel like there's a clear path to that right now. So it's really reflective of the rest of the reading. But I really love this dolphin coming up behind with this single cup going, hey, I got one over here for you. You're going to like this one, but you just got to turn around and see it. But, just focus too much on these to see the one that, is behind him, literally balancing on this dolphin's nose. Why I like this so much, though, is the dolphin energy is a hybrid energy of Ace of Cups plus Six of Cups. Six of Cups is about the past. It's about being willing to look backwards before you move forwards. And I've been talking about this a lot in this round of readings, but we're at the halfway point of the year. So it's a perfect opportunity to look back over the past six months, Six of Cups, in order to reflect on how things have been before you're moving on into the next six, right? And that Ace of Cups is big love, great hope, inspiration, feeling deeply connected to your intuition. So I feel like the way forward with this in your place of challenge is to lean into your feelings and get out of your head. That's what this feels like to me. In your place of advice, this is really fascinating. You have the devil here, which is Capricorn energy. Now, how I'm taking this is interesting because it points to 6 o'clock, right? So when this comes up as advice, let's just talk about this as a challenge first, right? As a challenger, this speaks of our fear. It's how we become trapped by our fear. It's how we feel restricted and small, and we forget our own power. We feel powerless. We feel hopeless. We feel like just there is something larger or bigger than us that is in control, and we have forgotten our own power and our own strength, right? So which is why it represents as well like addiction and toxicity, whether that's toxic relationships or toxic behaviors. So the fact this is coming through as your advice, though, to me says, yes, free yourself from any limited thinking, free yourself from any fear-based thinking, but also this is strong earth energy. So tend to the finer points and details and take small, measured, consistent steps towards whatever this is that you're working on manifesting or that you want to see manifest for yourself. That's what Capricorns, that's what they are truly, truly wonderful at. One of the things they're wonderful at anyway, is small, consistent steps, right? That add up over time. And I'm hearing for you that is the key here. That is your advice. Small, consistent steps. Keep on putting butter on that toast, honey, just day after day, and it's all going to add up, right? That's what I'm hearing here with that. Is really step into your Capricorn, potential here as the fire sign that you are, and really temper that flame with some beautiful earth energy. Ground yourself, free yourself from fear-based thinking, and be willing to see through the small things that are going to lead to big gains. Now, in your place of victory, you have Ten of Wands. So some beautiful fire energy here for you. So Ten of Wands is about moving. This is my card that comes up whenever someone's moving house. But this can be about a transition point for you. I'm telling you, there's so much stuff around transition and change here for you during this time period. This can be, the ending of one chapter before the beginning of a new one, right? endings and beginnings. But the fact that this is in your place of victory shows that you are successfully moving on from something that you want to see in the rear view mirror towards something that you can see ahead down the road of it. It's really beautiful. And the fact that we're looking at this green pasture and this is coming up in your place of victory feels incredibly positive as well. Because it's reminding me of where you might see a cow, right? And so the fact that this is coming up in this position, again, it's another way of saying like it's those small measured steps. It's that slow and steady that's going to win the race. I do feel a certain level of fatigue here as well, which can come up with 10 of wands. But I feel like with you, just remember the wand making with a flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realize. Just keep focused on where you're going and what you want. Remember the wands rule the realm of our soul, what we desire, why we're here, what we're here to do, and the actions that we do or don't take around that desire and that passion. So just slow and steady progress is going to add up. It's really, really actually quite beautiful. So in your place of outcome, it's the best yet. You have beautiful major here of the world. So this is successful completion. See the theme here? It's just over and over. Successful completion of a given cycle, endings, beginnings, and transitions. So the fact that this is coming up in your outcome just shows that you are exactly on your path here, Aries. Everything that you're doing, all these little measured steps that you're taking, all of this soul work that you're going to be engaging in is going to lead you to a point where you're not only feeling like you are ready to move on into something new or into something that you've really been wanting to see for yourself, but also the way that this is depicted in this key, this is an atoll, right? Do you feel like you're up in an airplane looking down? So I always feel like when this card comes up is that there's an achievement around your perspective that comes through here. It's like you're able to have a bird's eye view of where you've been and greater appreciate where you might go next. Because when we're really up close to something, which is devil energy too, by the way, and Four of Cups, it's really, really hard to see the forest through the trees. But I feel like the fact that this is coming up in your place of outcome just says you're going to be coming out of this time with so much clarity, with so much gratitude, with so much understanding of why you had to go through that Four of Cups, whatever this is for you, or those series of moments to get to where you are. You know, that canary coming in here as well. I do feel like for anyone who uses their voice for a living, so whether you're a singer or you speak to people or you're in a line of work where it involves a lot of communication or teamwork or anything that you use your voice for anything at all, there's something really positive around listening to that inner voice. It's like a skill set that you have that you can turn around and use for yourself. And there's a certain inner compass that comes with, you know, also being cognizant of how you speak to yourself and how you direct yourself as well, right? It's that inner talk, it's that inner direction, it's that inner compass where it's like you can always tune in words like that bat flying up in the sky and revealing things to you that only you can see, right? That's going to illuminate the way forward for you. And I feel like another way of saying that is the answers that you may seek during this time are within you. I know it's like it's an adage for a reason, right? A bit of a cliche, but again, it's that follow the yellow brick road that I'm getting here, right? The wizard is you. The wizard that you are seeking is you. And all you have to do is really look within yourself, connect with that intuitive voice within you, with that Ace of Cups, with that dolphin here, to really tap into the, not just the comfort, right? But the motivation, right? The encouragement to take those slow and steady measured steps. This doesn't feel like something that happens in leaps and bounds. It feels like slow and steady and consistent Capricorn-like progress is going to get you to the place where you are able to transition out of this cycle into something that is so far and beyond what you can ever imagine while you're in the thick of it. And it's really, 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 really beautiful, Aries. I feel like you are also during this time learning not just a lesson in patience, but learning a lesson in what it means to want something and commit to something to the point where you're willing to see it through even before you have the physical, tangible results of those efforts. And that feels incredibly positive in terms of the payoff of that. So, with that being said, my beautiful Aries, this is your June through July reading here. I so hope that this helps and resonates. Please let me know in the comments below. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Also, just a note, I'll be making a video about this soon as part of my This Is Me series, But I'm so happy to tell you that my visa has been approved. I'm back on my home turf in my adopted country of the UK, all visa official like. So I'm so happy to be back. And thank you so much for your patience with me as I was transitioning and filming in different locations and taking time off and all the rest of it. So I'm very happy to be back with you again soon here. And yeah, just thank you guys. I appreciate you so very, very much. And with that being said, yeah, just thank you. And most of all, just as always, thank you for being you, and be well. Until next time.